silver is going to outperform by a significant margin.
I got to tell you, if you look at historically, as they raise rates, those metals actually tend to operate under pressure, and then they rise up. That's why I don't have these massive elevated levels. I'd love to come out with the $5,000 gold prediction or something like that. Central bank buying, I think central bank buying will, because of the conflicts that we're having, because it seems like many of these countries are butting heads, everyone, China, Russia, Australia, US, and it just seems like everybody's has their own fight going on and their own agenda, that central bank buying on gold, I think, is going to remain elevated. That's why I think gold maybe outperforms silver. Silver, the poor man's gold, gets these green shoots. I don't know if $35 is sustainable. I just say that I think that will go up. We might go up into those 30s, into that range. And then at that point, you're going to want to let some go. There are people that are hoarders that I can tell you right now, if you could give somebody all the silver in the world, and if silver went to $50, they still wouldn't sell it. And if it went to $100, they still wouldn't sell it. And when the dynamics in the cycle changes and it comes all the way back down, they're still not going to sell it. It's just the way silver people, they like to hold it. They're collectors. They're not investors. They're collectors.
Okay, but coming back to my question, the silver price, why do you think it's going to significantly outperform gold this year? Especially since silver has an industrial component, keep in mind.
Yeah, it's because of the hard-headed investor is going to go in and it's going to chase that. So you'll see that it'll pull away every time, like that gold silver ratio, when it gets over 90, 95, 100. I've seen it at 120. We start writing articles, we make people aware of it, and then people come in and they start buying it and it goes up. It is a product that people are having a more difficult time getting the physicals, right? So what they do is they are coming into the futures markets. We're seeing more and more participants in there, and that's what they're buying. I do believe that we are going to outperform. I think the metals will outperform gold miners, because gold miners are impacted by these higher wages, higher input costs, higher borrowing costs. And I already read that many of those miners are going to cut their dividends. So, you'll get some volatility in there, and percentage change, you'll get some good moves. But I think
that's huge, because usually in a traditional bull market, if the metals go up, the miners outperform. But this year you're saying do the opposite.
I don't think so on the large scale miners. Remember, you could get a bunch of people, chasing IAM gold or one of these $2-3 ones, and they look at it as a long-term call option. It gets one pop on the metals, and then they liquidate to the door. So it's a bit different dynamics. If you look at it from a business structure, I don't think the businesses themselves do as well tracking, the precious metals due to their higher input costs.
And all right, and plays on gold and silver. What kind of trades are you putting on into the new year?
So on silver, we do have, so seasonally, gold and silver have gone up about 14 out of the last 15 years, buying it right around now, just before Christmas. And then you sell them out, in February, late January on gold, late February on silver. Silver tends, and I could show you this study, that it tends to peak in February and it sells off into June for whatever seasonality that occurs. And we could see that similar pattern continue to go. I'll put in an article, a 15-year seasonal analysis on it, and everyone could see it for themselves. The price doesn't lie, just the narrative does. So, I believe prices are going to go up, but I would definitely be cautious past February being long something like gold and silver, wait for that last interest rate hike, and then re-enter those positions to the long side.
Just out of curiosity, do you ever hedge your silver and gold positions?
Oh, that's something that somebody who has, if somebody had, say, 5,000 ounces silver, it shoots up to $35 an ounce. You could easily sell a futures contract short, and then you would have hedged that position. You could also buy put options on there as well, short dated ones coming up around key economic data points. Like what if Jerome Powell does actually do another 75 or really comes out hawkish? Coming into those meetings, you could easily buy, a put option with 1 week or less.